Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're a current subscriber, welcome back. If you're not yet subscribed, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. So in today's video, as promised, I am going to do the maximum allotment deposit dates and a list of what states have been approved for the pandemic EBT, which is for the kids. Now, I don't have exact deposit dates for the pandemic EBT due to each state is different, and some states it comes from your state school board, and in some states it's coming from your local Department of Health and Human Services office. I know, like in my state, it's not coming from the school board this time. It's coming from our Department of Health and Human Resources. And the first date they gave us, I'm not even sure what they're doing with that because they've changed it. And so yeah, I don't have dates for that for the kids. Only thing I have it for is the max allotment. And I'm going to do one church announcement. Before you comment down in the comment section, what about my state? Whatever your state is, watch to the end of the video and listen for your state. Because I noticed that I have states written down and people ask about their state, and I have said it in the video. So, make note, before you ask, what about my state? Watch to the end and listen for your state. There is a few states that didn't have a deposit date. So if you're in the state, there isn't very many. There's maybe 2 that didn't have a deposit date. So, and the other announcement that I have, there was one lady that said something about that I don't like Texas or something. I do like Texas. There's nothing against them. But the reason I didn't comment to that person was because the deposit, if you watch to the end of the video, you will hear your state. So if I say your state and you're asking me what about your state, I'm not going to answer your comment, because if you would have watched the video all the way through to the end, you would have heard the deposit dates for your state. So let that be a note. If I say your state and you comment, what about my state, and I don't answer back, go back and watch the video to the end, because I won't comment it down in the comment box. I've had that happen quite a few times. I've had people comment, well, what about my state? That shows me you didn't watch the video to the end, or you skipped all the way to the end. So, that is my 2 church announcements. One, watch the video all the way to the end and listen for your state. And the second one, don't comment what about my state until you've watched the whole video, because more than likely I've said your state, you just didn't watch to the end. So let's get into it. Alabama, March 31st. Alaska, March 1st through 10th. Arizona, March 15th, March 20th, and March 25th. Arkansas, I didn't see any waivers for March in there. California, you will get your March max allotment on April 18th. Colorado, March 7th through 12th for all ongoing households. Connecticut, March 17th, with catch-up waves on March 19th and March 26th. Delaware, March 24th. Washington, D.C., March 10th and April 3rd. Florida, March 11th. Georgia, March 25th, 26th, 29th, and 31st. Guam, March 26th. Hawaii, your March will be deposited on April 12th. Idaho, your March will be deposited April 11th through 15th. Illinois, March 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 25th through the 31st. So In Illinois, your deposit dates are March 23rd through March 31st. Indiana, March 5th through 23rd, odd days only. Iowa, March 1st through 10th. Kansas, your March will be deposited on April 15th through 24th. Kentucky, March 2nd through March 19th. Louisiana, March 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th. Maine, March 10th. Maryland, March 1st through March 31st. Massachusetts, there wasn't any new waivers for your state. Michigan, March 20th. Minnesota, I didn't see a waiver on the USDA's website for that. Mississippi, March 2nd. Missouri, March 1st through 22nd. Montana, March 2nd through 6th. Nebraska, for March, your deposit date is April 5th. Nevada, there wasn't a current waiver for March. And New Hampshire is March 5th, 9th, the 16th, 23rd, and 30th. New Jersey, March 1st through 5th. New Mexico, March 1st through 31st. In the state of New York City, and this is just for New York City, March 16th through 20th, and the 23rd through the 27th. The rest of the state is March 8th through 11th, and March 14th through 18th. Again, New York, you have New York City doing deposits on March 16th through 20th, and March 23rd through 27th. And the rest of the state, March 8th through 11th, and March 14th through 18th. North Carolina, March 22nd through the 31st. North Dakota, March 8th. Ohio, March 25th. The state of Oklahoma, March 10th through March 15th. Oregon, Run 1 is March 10th. Run 2, March 30th. Run 3, April 1st. Pennsylvania, March 17th through the 27th. Rhode Island, March 4th. South Carolina, March 1st through 19th on your regular deposit day. South Dakota, April 23rd and April 30th for your March allotment. Tennessee, March 1st. Texas, March 8th through 11th. Utah, March 28th. For Vermont, your March allotment will be deposited on April 15th. The Virgin Islands, there wasn't a waiver for there. Virginia, March 16th. The state of Washington, March 1st, then staggered March 2nd through 20th. West Virginia, March 4th. Wisconsin, March 20th with a catch-up of 5/8. Wyoming, A through D, March 2nd. Letters E through K, March 3rd. Letters L through R, March 4th. And letters S through Z, March 5th. Now that's all for the states. For the pandemic EBT for the kids for the school year of 2020 to 2021, the following states have been approved. I do not have exact deposit dates due to some states have already started depositing them, and some states have started in March, or they will start in April. Arizona, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. So that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday and have a great day.